Let's get started. So today we'll learn something about ER diagrams. Okay. I am getting an echo. I'll request everyone to go on mute. Yeah, thank you so much. So what is an ER diagram? Okay. So ER diagram, as the name suggests, it stands for entity relationship diagram. Okay. That means entities means any two things, any two particular characters, any two particular aspects, any two particular I would say modules. I'm not saying models, modules. So the relationship between that, okay, we have a very simple and easy to understand example here. I'll just give you an understanding of that, and it should be easy for you as well. So here, anyone comes from IT background or anyone has heard the word called database here? Anyone? You can unmute and say, yeah, I know what about database. Yes. Anybody?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Anushri, yes, I do.
Yeah. So Aarti
I
and
get it.
Anushri are aware about this concept. Okay. Fine. Okay, that's good. But for people who are not aware, let me give you some background so it will be easy for you to connect the dots. We go to any shopping malls, right? And we buy a particular apparel, maybe a top or shirt or jeans, anything, a blue jeans, a white shirt, a white top, something like that. And we come and while the checkout, you get the exact price of that particular dress item like shirt, pant, whatever you're buying. How do they do that? You just selected that randomly from a particular stall, right? A particular outlet, right? And then when you come, they have that payment or that price already stored in their database. Sorry, already stored in in their machine. How do they do that? Anyone? What do you think? It did not be a technical answer. You can give in a plain English, like how do they map that?
From the mobile number.
Okay. Mobile number is for our billing. Let me phrase the question again. I'm saying that you buy any random item in a particular shop, okay? Any random item, right? You don't have any strategy. And when you go for payment, they already know all the details about that particular product, not about us as a customer. How do they do that? From where they get that information?
The
They
item
scan the
number.
barcode
Sorry?
of the.
Yes, barcode of the item. Yes, right. Anybody else?
The
They
item
have
number which is mentioned on the product.
Yes, the item number. So you are giving me all the hints, but I want to come to the actual answer.
Yeah,
So barcode.
all this information has been
Database.
stored already there. Yeah, you
Yes,
answered it.
yes.
So
That's
they
why I was
Uh,
save
asking.
all the information in a centralized system called as database. So each product will have its own
Absolutely.
code.
Yes. So the bottom line is, so it's as simple as that. That all the items or products that we see in that supermarket or in that mall, all that information is already stored in their machines, in their laptops, or in their main, servers, and that is in the form of database. And the diagrams, which we are seeing at the boxes that we have on the screen, that is, I would say, the base or the ultimate way of how we connect the database tables or database objects. Okay, so that is why I was giving emphasis on the word database. So for others who are not so well versed with this term, it's simply that all the data that is there for the sale, all the data that needs to be sold, that data's information means code of the product, name of the product, price of the product, size of the product, whatever details that are needed for the purchase, all those details are saved in database many a times is also referred to as backend. and whatever we see on the screen is also referred as front end. Front end because we see at the front, you can see the application, and back end because you actually cannot see the database. You can see the details, but you cannot see the database physically, because it's a virtual concept. So now to understand that, how do they do that, just for our additional knowledge, it's a good to know information for any BA, for any non-technical project manager. It's absolutely an added point. So let us understand how do we do that. So we were taking the example of, okay, we have to buy an apparel. Let's go simple with a white shirt. Okay, so what that particular apparel or dress or that particular shirt would have characteristics as, first of all, ID, right? Then then the size code that you're looking at, and then the sort color. Okay, so we want to find, let me rephrase, we want to find a white t-shirt as per our choice. So for that we can go via these many tables or these many set of entities to get the final product. Okay, the first is we have to go by size. So for that we need to know, okay, we are looking at a white shirt. This is the ID of the shirt, white WH something and underscore shirt, and it can be anything, 001 and shirt. And then what size we are looking at, we say, like, maybe 34, 32, whatever the size code is, or in US it's like 10, 12, 14 for women, something like that. And then what is the product name? The product name is again white shirt. Product ID can be again, in different set. Okay, in apparels, all the data is stored regarding the apparel size. Okay, so we'll have XL, XS, L, M, N, not N, sorry, L, M, XL, double XL, or even in US is like 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, whatever, 8. So that pattern. In product, the basic data of product name, product ID, and other data is respect to the product, like what is it? It's a shirt, it's a pant, it's a skirt. So, that bifurcation can be given. Again, product categories means it can be on the basis of gender. When we use the filter on Amazon, guys, you all use amazon.com or Amazon app, all of you, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Great. So what is the basic filter we use? One of the most basic filter, gender, don't we? So are you buying for a male or female, or are you buying for a baby boy or baby girl? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that really filters out all the unwanted data. If you're looking at a white shirt for a girl, so it would, exclude all the shirts that are, for the boy. So that will really ease your search. So yes, product categories can be, bifurcated into that manner. Then product colors. Now here comes the main point. We want to look at, or we want to buy a white shirt. Okay, a white shirt. So the color of the product or color of the shirt is stored into this kind of table. That is your product colors table. Okay. So why we are learning is because we need to understand all the information about every product. It's stored in the database in a very systematic manner. Those are called as tables. Okay, tables. So this product color table would have all the possible colors which are on the sale. So tomorrow, if you want to buy something as, like, a green skirt, maybe a black skirt, something like that. So that, even that color, whichever color we have in the in the display, all the colors are mentioned in this table. Okay, so now we are only focusing on the tables, but are you looking at the something like arrows going on from one table to another table? Yes, by the way, these all things are called as tables. Okay, for your understanding, tables or entities, just for your easy understanding. So can you see this arrow going from apparel size to product, then from product we go to colors, And from the colors, we go to the color ID, color code, color name. Like, for white, it can be is a color name, color code can be maybe 001. Uh, a color code, okay, no, not 001. Colors actually have proper codes. So that can be a code, and code ID would be, color ID would be anything. White underscore one or white 001, something like that. So do you see, for a simple purchase of a white shirt, we are touching or hitting so many tables in the database? Yeah. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And even this categories table is important. Category that we just mentioned, it can be like based on gender, based on clothing, shirt, pants, skirt, whatever, it can be. So if you select clothing, then all the household or automobiles item won't come. So it's basically what we do on daily basis, guys. Okay, let me be honest. What we learn on daily basis, what we use on daily basis, but then we are not understanding how it works in the background. Okay, so that is what we're trying to learn. It's very interesting. Trust me, to have that little bit additional knowledge about what is happening in the background is always a plus. Okay, so yes, we try to understand what is happening in the background, how we are fetching the data. So all these things have a relation. When you see this arrows going to one or the other tables, connecting them, we can say that they have a relation. That is why it is called as entity relationship diagram. And relation in what form? When I say apparel, okay, what apparel, what is the color of the apparel? What is the actual product when we say a particular apparel, shirt, pants, skirt, jeans, dungaree, anything, baby clothing. Okay, what is the color of that apparel? What is the category of that apparel? So everything is connected, and that is why we and using that information, we can create this ER diagram. Yes. So again, this was related to only clothing part. Okay, here if you could see, there are two more items. Now the mobile number data comes in. Somebody responded that they take a mobile number and they find our data. That's also absolutely right. So when a customer comes in, all their details, the unique ID here is, unique ID means something that is uh, that bifurcates you from others. So, like we have social security number, we have Aadhaar card in India, we might be having some other, I would say unique identifiers. But here, in these kind of departmental stores, they generally have a mobile number, because that also needs to be unique. So on that mobile number, while doing the billing, they do fetch the information of what is the username, what is the user address, and what is the contact, other contact details. And then if you are a loyal customer means, are you having their membership? So that you might get a membership discount, or do you want to be a member, or do you have some certain points of earlier purchase? So all that information, which is very common, and we generally do it whenever we go for shopping, and we feel it's very basic and simple. All that information is stored in database, and with that help, you finally one order is created with the customer details and the product ID, product code number, and your order detail is getting printed on the receipt. So any one of you has any time taken the pain of checking the receipt? Your receipt will always have a order ID. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you
Yes.
focused, or have you checked it anytime? Yes. Even
Yeah.
Yes.
not only there, even if you go to a restaurant, you even get an
Exactly.
ID there, order ID. So what was your order number? So on that they serve you, right?
Yes.
Yes. So now, do you at least got some idea about what happens in the background when you give the particular clothing or particular any item? It can be a hat, it can be a shoe, it can be a toy from a store. do you see, do you understand what all database connections are used to get the information for our billing?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Only couple of yeses. What about others who are on mute? Do you have any doubts or any confusion? Please feel free to ask.
I have a doubt.
Go
So,
ahead.
these relationship lines, right? Like their ends are different in different tables. Like, what is the difference? Like, there are 2 lines and 3 lines. I mean, they are different,
No,
right?
no, no. Two, 3 lines. Uh, See, different means I would explain in this term that see this category has no connection here. So it's like category table information is like a metadata or is like a base data from where you get all the information. Okay, so it's like the mother data or it's like the original data which allows you to get the information, but apart from that you do not have anything. So once you get the data, then you don't have any connection. That's why this categories is like a master database, if you want to call it. Okay,
Uh,
so
It's
but then
not that one. The relationship lines, right? Their endings are different. Yeah, yeah, that, yeah.
no,
What
the
is that?
endings, no, the endings are not different. It's a connection. This is a flow, if I have to call you. So first of all, let me show you the flow. Can you see my mouse hovering? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Let me do that. So it's like you wanted to buy an apparel. So we were here. Okay. Okay. So we went to product. Okay. So let me show you first this. So from product, we understood, okay, this is the shirt, this is the ID, or this is the other information. From that, we went to the category. Okay, which shirt? Okay, female, male, gender wise. And from that, we went to the category. Okay, so we wanted to have a apparel, a female apparel with sorry, so apparel from female apparel. If you want to ask, that can be parent category, can be clothing, and category name can be shirt. So it's like the master data, and then we end here. So basically we have a to and fro data flow from here. So we cross check which data we want, and we when we came here, we realized, okay, the product also needs furthermore bifurcation, that is with the particular color. So we came to this idea, this table. Do you see the flow here? Yes. From
yeah,
product, and from that product we came to, when we chose the, okay, this is the color, so then we came to further details about white color and the color code and color name, and here your search was given. So when we see multiple lines, this is the actual flow. Entity relationship diagrams, like how we have our family tree, guys. In the school projects, like we start with our grandfathers, or if somebody is lucky to have great grandfathers, how the flow comes. Then your parents, then yourself, and then if you have any kids, that way. So same way, this is the flow that happens, and here in the ultimate way, you get the particular color code and your product is served to you. So this all happens very quickly in database. There are particular queries written in to achieve this kind of data. That's why whenever they scan a barcode, the barcode acts as a unique identifier, and this kind of all searching happens in the background, and you get that particular product ID. Is it clear now? Yes.
yeah, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Give yourself some time, rewatch this video, and if you have any further doubts, we can correct in tomorrow's session. Okay, no worries.
And I
Because I
understood the
know.
flow. I
Uh-huh.
was asking about the difference in the relationship lines, like between product
It's kind of
category.
one to many, many to many, and many
Yeah.
to one relationships, right?
Yes, yes, that is also okay.
So,
I was not willing to
so
go
all
into too
three of
much
them is
details.
all of three. This has the different meaning, right? The relationship, like
Yes,
uh, like one to many, like the size idea, and that can be like associated with product I name ID and the data, but not the other way around. Like with the
yes.
same
So,
with the
so
many to
that is
many
a
will be
little
like
more in depth. So I didn't want you to add to the confusion. So I'll give you a basic understanding. There are some I would say in depth or one step in deeper in database wherein we show the relationship how it is like like your mother is a mother to three kids, for example, okay, but your kids doesn't, one kid won't have three mothers. Do you get this understanding? So herein, so one to many, many to one, that all concepts come in, which can be a little bit, I would say, not heavy, but too much depth for you right now. That's why I was not getting into it. So yeah, Mayur, you're right. Those are those kind of concepts. But then when we learn from BA Scrum point of view, we don't get into that much detail, at least in the first session, first concept, because it might not be that clear to everyone. People with background, yes, you know. People with not background, it can be a little overwhelming. So we don't get into that much detail. But yes, you're correct, these all the symbols, they have their meaning, but right now we are focusing more about understanding about the overall concept. Yes, everyone. So everybody understood how we get to the data, or how we get to the product details using this entity relationship in database. We means as a system. Yes, everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So right now just focus on understanding that, okay, in tomorrow in projects also we might have these kind of diagrams, and don't worry, you are not the one who will be making them. We will have a dedicated database team, we'll have a database expert, they will work on this. But as a PA, as a project manager, it is good to know these details. That's why we are giving you no, an understanding of this concept. Okay, so these are called as diagram, that is short for entity relationship. Okay, yeah, let us move to the next slide. Nice. So this is again very easy, very simple, and very practical concept. It is called as wireframe or mock-up, and it comes into visual modeling. So you might ask me, what is visual modeling? So everyone, have you seen a blueprint of a house in person, or in television, or on YouTube? Like before the house is made, the architect prepare a blueprint of that particular, how that structure would look like. Anyone?
Yes.
I think it's called
Yes.
as blueprint only. Yes, yeah.
Yes.
So, okay, that blueprint is something like exactly how our house will be built. Okay, and if you ask your son or daughter, or any younger kid at your house, to at your home, to draw a home, what kind of home they draw, or what kind of home we used to draw as a kid? Four lines, and then roof, and then one window, and then one door, and some maybe curtains, and then we are done. You remember? I mean, a basic drawing of a home. Anybody? Or you were really very pro and used to go quite in detail?
No, I still draw like that.
Thank you so much. Me too. I even draw an additional tree just for the completeness of that feel. Okay, absolutely right, right. So, for understanding purpose, both of them are houses, right? The blueprint and the first, and the our basic drawings. But then, do they look similar?
They don't.
They don't, right? The level of I would say details, the level of accuracy is definitely different, a lot different. Same way when we speak about visual modeling, it simply means, if you want to create a particular website, like imagine amazon.com, it's such a huge website. Okay, even if you want to draw or see the home page of amazon.com. Okay, so if you ask a small child, or maybe in a school going person, a student who knows Amazon, the way they draw it, and an architect, like a database architect, or any particular designer, I mean, in this case, not the architect would come in picture, the designer, a professional designer, the way they will make that particular page, design with that will be different. Okay, so that is what we are trying to learn here. So there are three types of prototypes. Like whenever we need to create any application or any website or any software, it goes through via these three templates. These are called as prototypes, and there are three varieties of that, or three different categories. One is low fidelity, second is medium fidelity, and third is high fidelity. Okay, so let us understand what is that. Can I request someone to read out these three points, please?
A low
Low
fidelity UI
fidelity.
prototype may show
Mm-hmm.
the general layout of the screen, but not the specific UI elements. A
Yeah,
medium
wait. Yeah, thank you. So you see the low fidelity UI, UI means user interface. That means what we see on screen. Right now you're looking at my laptop screen, it's a user interface. When you look at your phone, that's a user interface. That is, a user can see the screen. User can see the interface means screen as of now. Just understand like that. It's not the exact meaning. Interface means anything that you can see, but right now for our understanding, let us assume interface means a screen. So when we drew that picture as a kid, or still we draw that picture, it doesn't have many details, right? You can't see your bedroom, you can't see your kitchen, you can't see your bathrooms, you can't see how the storage is designed, right? It is very basic with minimum elements, right? So that stands for your low fidelity, because in that you're giving low features. It's a basic drawing. It's a basic, I would say, prototype. Yeah, prototype means a template or a design, simple way, simplest version of the design. Yeah, now go ahead for a medium fidelity UI prototype, please.
A medium fidelity UI prototype will show the UI elements on the screen but may not represent the actual look.
Yes, hold on. Now what we say in this is also not your blueprint or of your house, because the blueprint of your house is like the actual architect architecture that will be replicated. What we see here, that these elements are a little in depth, so this might be a little better drawing by maybe an artist who is learning drawing, or maybe somebody who has a better drawing skills, but then still it is not what we want to look like, what our house should be. Okay, so yes, these templates or these designs are better. They are more in depth, but again, they are not what the actual website will look like. So guys, you know why all these things come in picture, why we make these prototypes. Let me give you some clarity. Have you seen those ads wherein they show you, okay, this is how our gym will look, or this is how our township will look, or this is how the new buildings or towers will look? Have you seen this? It's very common in India. We see all that AI generated, or um, prospective image that they have, wherein the gym will be here, and it's like a future generated image. Have you seen that? Those ads, especially where the construction has not actually taken place, but they show you how the construction will look like.
Yes.
Have you seen? Yes. So you remember, so you understand that's a prototype, right? That's not the final one. You are not sure that the final building will actually look like that. But then that comes into medium fidelity. That yes, your building will or your structure, your township will look something like this. I know it may not be the exact way. They might give some different color, or the width will be of windows will be something different, or entrance might be little more elaborative. But yes, you somewhere get an idea that okay, our when you invest in some of the uh, real estate, or anything, like in India we have a lot of buildings and townships, and I know in US a lot of row houses or bungalows. That kind of culture is also there. So yes, those structures might look like that, and that is called as medium fidelity, right? So we are saying that it might not be exactly the same, but yeah, somewhere similar. So here, if you see on the right hand side, okay, this is actually a website template. how the website can look. So on the left hand side, there is a company logo, and then here it can be what kind of products the company prepare, deliver. So those product details and then features are mentioned. By the way, the lorem ipsum data is the epic and the I would say age old data that is used for the fillers. So this data is just to fill the details. It's not the actual data. Okay. And with the company logo, we have all the details like, what are the latest features of the company, what are the pricing of the products. It can be any furniture company, it can be a software company, it can be any company. So here you see, does the real website looks actually like this, or it looks better? But then can you make out that, yes, can you understand it is like a website using this example?
Yes.
Yes. So, so this kind of prototypes, can come in medium fidelity prototype. So you can understand, okay, this is a website, but you will know that this is now not how exactly it would look, right? Yep.
Yep.
Going to the next point. Yeah. High fidelity UI prototype, guys. Anyone? Go ahead.
High fidelity UI prototype, often called a rendering, will represent exactly how the UI should look and feel once implemented.
Absolutely right. So now this is the actual visualization of your product, that okay, this is how my website will look. This will be the color scheme. Here I will place the buttons. Here I will have the links. Here I will have the data. Here I will have the images or videos running, and so everything that would actually look like the real product, that is called as the high fidelity. In this, the amount of detailing is very high. It's absolutely close to what we want to have as a final product. That's why I had mentioned as a blueprint, because our house or our home or our flat or whatever, our farmhouse, everything is prepared at as per the blueprint. So that's why it comes into high fidelity. Okay. Now, a very important note that is applicable to all of you. A business analyst, a BA, is responsible for either a low fidelity or medium fidelity prototype. So you might, I'm again emphasizing, you might be asked to prepare one, but don't worry, we will have all the tools. It not to be prepared from scratch, or you'll also have help of designers, or also you might not be even asked to do that because it's a designer's work. We have that category as web designers, guys, web designers. This is
Yes.
what they do. This is what they do. Designing. Okay. There's a difference between designing and developing. So designers are the one who design the look and feel of the product of the application, and developers are the one who actually integrate that look and feel into the actual functionality, and of that button clicking, getting data, filling up the forms, having additional features and things like that. Yes. So any doubts in this? Easy to understand? Any confusion? Anyone? Yeah. You can
No.
take your time to absorb. This is a very simple understanding of how different levels of designs will look like for our development. Right? Interesting? Anybody found it interesting? Yes? No? Were you aware of these categories earlier?
No.
No? So good to know information. Yeah? Yes.
Yes.
Super. Thank you so much. Let us go to the next point. Before I start, let me have a check with Gaurav. Gaurav, is your laptop up and running? Okay. I cannot see Gaurav. Give me a second, guys. I'll just check with him. Yeah, what I can understand is Gaurav is trying to restart his machine. Okay. Let us continue with WBS chart example. Now, this is honestly one of my favorite topics because it is very practical and it is very interesting again. So, WBS stands for work breakdown structure. Okay. Work breakdown structure means when you say I'm working in a project, okay, like tomorrow when you will be placed and you'll be working for a particular project, then in that project what is your actual role, not only your, what is everyone's actual role, that is decided by the WBS, that is decided by work breakdown structure. Okay, so can I request someone to read out the text mentioned on the top, please?
Work breakdown structure. A good work breakdown structure includes only deliverables and activities. The best approach in WBS is placing deliverables as summary activities and breaking down these summary activities into detailed activities based on the work required to meet such deliverables.
Okay. So in short, in your entire project, what all work is needed to be done, okay, what all work is needed to be done, that work has been given a particular code, that work has been given a particular ID, and on the basis of that ID, we actually understand what all cost the project is incurring or wherein our maximum efforts are going. Okay, so for example, if imagine if we are making a or 5 course meal at home, just assuming, okay, you have a party and you are making a detailed 5 course meal at home, and then you, one second. Yeah. So in this particular activity, we have to understand from where we are spending the most amount of time. Are we making too much time in in preparing soup, or are we taking too much of time in preparing biryani, or are we taking too much of time while preparing a dessert? Okay, this is a simplest example that I could come up with. Let us understand from a business point of view. Okay, so project management point of view, or how a project is implemented from that angle. So here if you could see, we are working on a retail website development. Okay, retail website means Amazon, or in India we have Myntra, Nykaa, Ajio, like there are n numbers of websites are there. So for easier understanding, let us go ahead with Amazon. Okay, so Amazon website, and can you see the code mentioned there as 0.0? Yes, everyone, can you see this code? Yeah.
Yes.
So that is our start. Okay. So our main, or I would say our base project is retail web store, a website creation. Okay. So from that, there are 5 different segments that have been emerged. Okay. Everyone can read out with the points 1.0, 2.0, and the name mentioned. Yeah. Anyone can read the one line. Yeah. Go ahead.
Project management,
Yeah.
requirement
So
gathering.
one second. So it is 1.0 project management, 2.0 requirement gathering. That way, please.
Okay,
Go
got
ahead.
it. 3.0 design and analysis. 4.0 site software development. 5.0 testing and production.
Perfect. Thank you so much for reading it out. So here for a website creation, for a retail website creation, we would have segments like a project management team. We will have a requirement gathering team, or that kind of activity. Then we will have design and analysis work. Then we will have site software development, like actual software or actual website development. And last but not the least, we'll also need testing and production. Okay. So from here, and they all have their WBS. So now tell me, if you are working in a project management team, what would be your WBS?
1.0.
Absolutely right. That's why I was telling you to read out those codes as well. Okay. So now from, if you could see from site software development, we have a further, lineage or further bifurcation going on. Can someone read out that along with the codes, please?
4.1 HTML design and creation, 4.2 backend software, 4.3 graphics and interface, 4.4 content creation.
Perfect. So from site software development, we have these four further bifurcation wherein we are saying we want to create the HTML design. Again, it's something to do with the web designing that we earlier learned, prototyping, low fidelity, high fidelity, medium fidelity. Then backend software, that means how the database will look like, what should be there in database that we learned earlier in ER diagram. Then graphics and interface means, okay, what kind of effects we want. We want some videos, we want some flash, we want something, some animation that might come in. And content creation means what all data will come in. Nowadays we have all the contents on internet, like what all inputs we have, what all, details of the products we want to add. It's a retail website. It's a retail website, so all the products that needs to be sold, they should have the data, price, availability, are they in stock, or, what is their delivery details. So everything, all details will be mentioned. Now again, the last level from 4.2, there is further down we can see, right? So can someone read out that, please? That's the last level.
4.2.1 database implementation,
Perfect.
4.2.2 middleware development, 4.2.3 security subsystems, 4.2.4 catalog engine, 4.2.5 transaction processing.
Absolutely right. Thank you so much, Naga, for reading it out. So yes, from backend software, we have all these further levels of activities coming in, and these all be a part of database implementation or database activities. So herein, if assuming you're working in security subsystems, okay, if you are a part of that team, you're working on database security, what would be your WBS?
Four point two point three.
Absolutely right. And you know why this WBS is prepared, or why this WBS is mentored in organization? Just to understand, if a project, give me a second, guys. Okay. So if an organization, if you understand that a project management team is taking a lot of time, or they're taking a lot of effort, many days to complete something, then we will check, okay, this WBS is costing a lot to the project. That is 1.0. If tomorrow we understand the content creation is delaying the work, they are not delivering on time, they are very slow in their delivery, then we realize, okay, this is a problem. The 4.4 WBS is kind of contributing to all the delays. So this way, we can identify all the total cost. Cost means how much time, how much efforts every team is putting in. And also these WBS are used to charge to the customer. Okay. So in many organizations, when I was earlier part of Indian, some of the Indian tech giants, they had this WBS concept. So we had to, along with our attendance, we also had to, mention our WBS for a particular project to identify, okay, we are working on this kind of task, or we are part of this team. So that's why the WBS has multiple uses. First of all, to understand the total cost, and second is to actually give the understanding or give the details of the work to the customer. They also know what WBS we're using, or at least we share with them. And last but not the least, as an employee, we also know that from which team we belong to and what we are working on. So that WBS is unique for a particular team. So now you understood why the work breakdown structure is important and why it is used in organization. Everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Easy? And
Yes.
it's really interesting. Like, there can be multiple layers and multiple subdivisions into this. When you get the understanding, when you can utilize, it's really easy. Now, let me check with Gaurav. But yeah, Gaurav, are you there? Can you see my screen? Will you be able to continue if I manage the screens? Yeah.
Yeah. Prerna, that will be great.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
All
So
right.
now let us go here. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yeah. So you can take to the previous slide as well, so that I wanted to cover. Yeah,
Sure.
sure. So thank you so much, Prerna, for sharing that. And everyone, I hope I am audible to all of you as well. And with this note, what do you see here? What is most important 2 bullet points? Can someone tell me what is the first one that you see?
Every communication
Ev-
needs to be designed.
Exactly. And that's where we started designing the processes where a business analyst come into the picture. And that how they started depicting the processes through the design. And in this journey so far, we landed depicting through the various design. In this journey, we learned about activity flow diagram, process flow diagram, ER diagram, and whatnot. Um, and various other in between also you happen to get to know about what you call just give me a second, you yeah, defect life cycle. That knowledge even you had. Now this is quite very important, and this is a new term emerging, and it has been given a name. See, a few things we follow. We know that we are following certain things, but we are not aware that it has been given certain name or some framework has been introduced with this. In this, similarly, there is a framework which is called as leap towards visual thinking. So I want you to introduce with this visual thinking, although you all know since your childhood you have witnessed what this visual thinking is. Having said so, my question to you all, what comes in your mind when you read this word that is called as visual thinking? What it would be? Any guesses? And you don't have to be right.
Some imagination means
Yeah, our thoughts by looking
Mhm.
looking into something or like watching.
Yeah, you are watching. And you are watching what? You write what you said partially, but now when I ask you, let's try to decode this visual thinking, you said a word watching. So watching what? What it may be.
it's
When we
our
say
day-to-day activity which we are experiencing.
that's right. But when we read visual thinking, and if I say, okay, watching is the word that is correct, that is coming from visual thinking, then again, try to redecode this visual thinking, and I say watching is correct, then watching what? And that have to be derived from visual thinking.
Looking into the activity diagram.
Okay, so visual is somewhere connecting to watch. Thinking will connect to what? If visual is connecting to watch, thinking will be connecting to what?
Our thought process?
Thought. That's right.
Thoughts.
Absolutely right, Naga. So what happens as a business analyst, SME, you are a teacher. You are what, everyone?
Teacher?
Teacher.
Teacher. So teachers are leaders, and why you are teacher, why you are leaders, and why you hold a quite crucial role in your organization, because without saying, people learn from you. People do what from you?
Learn
Learn.
from us.
Learn from you. So it means your responsibility enhances. They look up to you as a subject matter expert. It means you are coming with the power of the knowledge. And when you try to convey something, you just don't read and move forward. You try to make sure people understand what exactly you need to present, so that when you prepare, when you repair, when you reiterate, or when you deliver to the client, is what exactly client has expected from you. And for that, you need to know the flow of the requirement from top to toes, from bottom, from top to bottom. Okay, uh, from end to end, you can call it. So when I say this, and imagine, I want to relate, because in yesterday or last session, and generally this is one very fondful example Prerna keeps bringing. Okay, and I will be referring to that, and that is, say for example, in one of the example, you have put some rice in a container. Okay, and you are trying to cook biryani. So you see what I am trying to do over over the screen. Can you see that I'm trying to do certain thing? some I'm scribbling something over the screen,
Yeah.
right? So what I'm trying to give you, okay, you are trying to cook biryani in a container and there is a fire at the bottom. Okay, when I said that, what I did,
Thinking, thought process.
yeah. So what I was thinking, I was trying to visualize over here. So it's a very simple thing. Even when it comes to diagram, even though it comes to, thought process, when you give it a shape, this is called in corporate is this. What do you read here?
Visual
Visual
thinking.
thinking.
Visual
Visual
thinking.
thinking.
So when I explain, it may sound, okay, this is so simple. What is that big deal in this? But yeah, there is no such big deal in this. But yeah, corporate uses this to explain any prototype that which requires yet to be merged from the scratch. Okay, so this is called visual thinking process. Having said so, now using these, you can convert any processes into design. Okay, and thereby when it becomes prototype agreeable, and then from there it will uh, emerge back into the various prototype, to few which we gave the name earlier, was like you know low level fidelity prototype, mid level fidelity prototype, and high level fidelity UI prototype. Yeah, did you remember that when you went to the earlier slides? Yeah, yes, no? Do you remember? Did we cover the part fidelity UI
Yes.
prototype? Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
yeah, cool. So now let's move to the next screen. Now you have understood the design processes. You knew about a few diagram which can be drawn. Now comes the most crucial part, where business analysts required to have the information about, knowledge about, and start to use it in a day-to-day activity, to which we will be calling them as documentation. What do we call them?
Documentation.
Documentation. So there are various kind of a documentation in this league. We'll be looking at a few documentation that would be required for you as a business analyst, and you preparing them, sometime you knowing about them, sometime you approving them, sometime you just reviewing them. That's the reason these documents you should be aware of. And having said so, I'll request Prerna to move to the next slide. Prerna, could you move to the next slide, please?
Yeah, Gaurav.
Yeah. So what do you see here? There are the various names of documents and its template and understanding about it. Now, one important thing, while you are looking at these documents, there are several names. Okay, say for example, project vision document. It says that not necessary, but should be known. Just give me a second, guys. So yeah, as a project vision document, it says that not necessary, but should be known by business ana yeah, should be known by business analysts, but not necessarily they need to design it. Product owner may ask for the help, and this is called as vision document, project vision document. Then comes requirement management plan, user story, use cases. Business requirement document is the another crucial document, are generally designed by business analysts from the scratch. Then comes requirement traceability matrix. These are created by generally testers and reviewed by business analysts. Then comes functional requirement specification document, that is called as FRS, sometimes FSD, sometimes SRS. Okay, these are created by business analyst. Then comes system requirement specification document, or SRS, or system requirement document, SRD or TRD. Okay, and then last test cases. Test cases are designed by business analysts. Now I said so. I want to ask you now, tell me who creates a requirement traceability matrix document? What did you hear?
Testers.
Okay, and what this business analyst need to do with it?
They review it.
Review.
They can review this. Brilliant. Okay. Now you tell me, user stories are created by whom?
Business analyst.
Okay, great. All right. And project vision document generally comes from where?
Product owner.
Product owner.
Good.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for you paying attention so well. And yes, you are right. Now, this comes into the picture that when you create a document, now the world is changing so fast that few uh, old ways remain the old ways, but to this, for the sake of knowing what all comes with what all responsibility you should be aware of, so that you can transform them into today's trending digital age. When I said so, there used to be a time before Agile, everything used to be documentation, and documentation used to be very powerful, um, milestone in the software development life cycle. Okay, it used to be sometime bottleneck, and you understand when it comes to uh, customer satisfaction, customer oriented delivery model, then bottlenecks place is never entertained and should not be entertained. Okay, if something is becoming bottleneck, you should start looking at what is the workaround of it. Okay, because you can't, as a service company, product company, or serving to client, you cannot afford a bottleneck to exist. With me so far, everyone? Say yes if you heard what I said. Yeah? Everyone, did you hear me what I said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there should not be a place into bottleneck. Why did I say so? I said so because there used to be a time when company operated in a way that they always needed some documentation as a proof, sometime as a proof of concept, sometime as a proof of work, sometime as a proof of conversation, communication, and decision documents to be in the place. And when I say so, what exactly happened, that it's okay to create that document and proceed with that. But at the same time, as a business analyst, you should be knowing that what all are the key ingredients inside every document. So when it comes to as a part of knowledge, okay, you will be aware. But really, we need to create that from scratch. I'll be telling you one very important thing over here. When you start your journey in a corporate and start serving into IT, what exactly you need to know is that if company demands to prepare some documentation to you. There are two types of company. One, they exist already since several years. Second, they are just starting up or they are just startup, and you have become the part of it as a pioneer. If even if not pioneer, you have just started in that company. They don't have any legacy document. Okay, so it means that you will encounter with two types of documentation. One is the legacy document and another is documentation from the scratch. So if you are aware what are the key factors, key ingredients, what all the key indicators are the part of those document you can create from the scratch, number one. Number two, all these company, they when give you or ask you to create certain documentation, they follow certain template. What they follow?
Templates.
Templates. Yes. And if they are preparing legacy document, I mean, they will give you, okay, these are the certain format, and this format we will be prepping the documentation. That's number one. In case they don't have such any legacy document, and if you need to start creating from the scratch, there are again two approaches. One, there are millions and tons of such formats are available already, templates are available over the internet. You can download from there and you can refill the data. That's number one. Number two is that knowing and remembering what all the key indicators and key factors would be there in those documentation, and you can contribute, you can continue to develop them from the scratch. There will be multiple users need to be contributing inside those documentation. Now this happened the traditional method. Okay, but now with the introduction of agile, these required to be mentioned over the cloud itself. Okay, when I say clouds, so these documentation are generally, okay, what happened? Okay, whatever. So as of now, I can continue to speak. Okay, okay. Prerna was presenting and she left. Okay, she will be back in some time, I believe. But yeah, so what I was telling you that, just give me a second, guys. Yeah. Now, what I was telling you that as per the traditional method, we used to maintain those documentation. And tell me, these documents used to be mentioned where? What do you
Cloud
think?
you mentioned.
Okay, no, I didn't mention that used to mention over, used to maintain over the cloud. Okay, I'm asking as a part of traditional method, when these documents required to be developed, they used to be developed where? Where? That I'm asking. What do you think? This is quite common, you know that where these documents are created and maintained.
I think Microsoft Words or
Generally, yes, Amit, you are right. So generally, you will find that people starting and maintaining the documentation in the any word processing tool. Yes or no? Do you all agree? You might have referred such documents in the past.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, that's
Yes.
right. So it used to be trained. Now, when only Microsoft Word used to be the place, then it moved from some open source tool, and the industry started maintaining the and finding some another word processing tool, and they used to maintain over there. That's number two. Number three, things start moving so faster. They start maintaining this either in OneDrive, Microsoft Word, or they started maintaining into Google Docs. Then came various tools like project management system. They were enabling their own word processing utility. Okay, and the most trending project management tool, as per my knowledge, I might be wrong as well, but this is what I had experienced most of the time. The most fast and maximum time utilized project management tool used to be, do you have any idea what it could be?
Jira.
Jira, you are absolutely right, Shruti. Brilliant. I'm glad that you guys know about it. Okay, so it's Jira. So in Jira, do you know what is the parent company's name that have this product which we call it as Jira? Any idea?
Atlassian.
Atlantis,
Atlassian. Okay, so
Atlantis from Australia.
yeah, Atlassian. So this has inside pre-created word processing utility to which we call it as a Confluence. What do we call it as?
Confluence.
Confluence.
Confluence. So now the need of having a separate word processing utility has gone. That's number one. Number two, if a client needs to refer or employees or peers need to refer to any another ways out of the documentation, they can refer to project management's integrated tool like Confluence. Like Jira, along with Jira, Confluence comes. Likewise, there are another tools like Azure DevOps, Asana. I'm not much aware of other tools which have the separate utility of word processing. They maintain their documentation over these word processing utility integrated with the project management tools, and so that it can be referred, it can be linked into the ticket that will be created. When I am talking about the ticket, you remember an exercise few weeks ago you did was to create about user stories. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so when you were creating the user stories, we also spoke about ticket. Okay, I don't know whether did I show you Jira last time? Means did I present Jira to you
Yes.
all? Yeah, we did. So everything is referred and termed there as a ticket, be it backlog item, be it user story, be it feature, be it task, be it subtask, be it even the bug, okay, or defect. Everything is termed as ticket or candidate or guide inside the project management system like Jira or Azure DevOps. Okay. So when you are refer a common language over there and you need to refer to again documentation inside one ticket like user story, you can simply link both of them with each other. Having said so, now it is quite crucial and important for us to know, okay, fair idea. This is the context, Gaurav, and I know about it, as you said. Now let's understand what all are the key ingredients and key indicators are the part of these documents, and these things required to be known by you. So gradually we will be progressing towards that direction to know that what all are the key indicators. While I'll be explaining to you that, I would also be requesting you all to continue to take the screenshot of it. That's number one. Or going when you will be referring to the recording, what you will be doing, you will be pausing the video and taking the screenshot from there while you are watching the recording. And while you are watching the recording, I would request you, because it takes really effort by people who render the video, who upload it for you and make them available for you, just put a one like for them and drop one comment saying at least hashtag replay, so that even we are aware, okay, you are referring to it. Just because we have to share with you, we are sharing, not sharing with you. Generally, it gets referred by you as well. Having said so, I would be requesting Prerna to go to the next slide. Prerna,
Yeah, Gaurav, I just wanted to add something here. So, guys, I personally think it's our moral responsibility, or even it's of our interest of whichever videos we watch or we have been part of. Like now, this video will also be uploaded quite soon. So, it's just a genuine request to everyone to go to our recordings, our YouTube channel, and like this video, and even write your personal comments. Personal comments, my meaning, what did you understand or get from this video? It can be as simple as easy to understand, or it can be like a difficult concept. It can be like it was fun learning. It can be anything that comes to your mind. It can be one word, it can be one sentence, it can be multiple sentences. So it's a request, because see, we have kind of it has been benefited to others who are referring to these videos, wherein they understand. See, there are so many people like you who might not have a computer background or IT background. So for them, if they see this video, comments like it's easy to understand, or it was fun learning, or the concept was nicely explained, or anything, it cannot be this way. It really helps others also. So it's like a chain reaction thing. You help someone, and that helps will come back to you multifolded. So yes, please like the video and write your personal or genuine comments that you want to add to. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Gaurav, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Prerna. So, Prerna, can we go to the next slide after we were just explaining all the documents, and after that, the first document was there? Is it the one? I think there was one after all the documents were listed, and below that there was the another doc. We were starting from the first one. No, not this one.
Slide 31.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. So the very first one, you know what all the key indicators are there. So when it comes to project vision document, always you start with introduction, talk about the project. Okay, that what all go inside it. Then the second indicator comes into that. Second element of this project vision document is description of users in the system. Like in some kind of software, you will find admin part is there, user role is there, then approvers role is there, then there could be multiple roles. Say for example, going back to my favorite example of bank. Okay, so every user will have the roles. Okay, cashier, tailor, manager, branch manager, ABM, assistant branch manager, clerk, or simple user. Okay, so they will be given various other credential to do certain activity. They will have also follow certain constraint. What one user can perform an action, not necessarily the second user can perform. And if they can perform, they must have been given certain extra rights. All those level of details about those users will be mentioned in the second indicator, to which the second element that is mentioned over here in this project vision document, that is the description of the user. The third element is stakeholder, who all stakeholders are involved for this project. Then comes the product overview, means what we are going to develop, all the uh, means brief description about that product, or call it as a project. Why we are mentioning over here product? Because in the world of agile, every project is termed as product. Okay, and then comes all the features that will be targeted in this sprint or in this entire project for all the sprints. So those features will be mentioned over here, including what is planned to be delivered now and what is planned to be delivered later and what already existed. With me so far, all these three types of feature. Say yes if you understood what I said. Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. By the way, my question to remaining people, are you all awake who did not respond?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Prerna, we can stay back on the same slide. I think it was not done. Okay, something is happening. I think we are seeing the blank slides, Prerna. Can we go back? Am I audible? Prerna, if you can hear me, can we go back? Uh, Prerna, I think, hello. Prerna, can you hear me? All right. So guys, till now, any question, whatever we have explained? I know from my end, there was some glitch and Prerna was sharing the screen today. So, but so far, any question? And the question is to all of you. Shruti, Anita, Dev,
No.
No.
Naga Lakshmi. Okay.
Oh.
Amit, Anushri, Mayur. Okay, no questions so far. Okay, considering the time and considering the constraint, I think that I'll be taking a decision to take a pause for now over here. Okay, so I'm also stopping the screen share. Let me see if I can stop the screen share or not. I don't think I have the rights
I
to
can do
stop.
that. I can do that.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let me try to understand your quick feeling and experience today from the today's learning. I know few constraints you also watched and witnessed, but let's come back to the understanding that what you have taken back, and also in case by any chance, if anyone is here, if you are attending for the first time, you can talk about that as well. But let's quickly go ahead one by one because not many people are here. So we will be hearing what do you feel like saying one word that comes in your mind with whatever we have gone through, because we will be continuing this tomorrow as well. So let's hear from Shruti. Shruti, okay, what do you feel like saying that what comes in your mind?
Yeah, it was a good session. Like I learned about the entity diagram and the documentation. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a nice session. Yeah.
Yes, you started learning that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's hear from Anita. Anita, what do you feel like saying? One word that comes in
Yeah,
your
it
mind?
was good learning new terms
Okay,
and
learning new terms. Yeah.
eagerly waiting, yeah, for next session.
Yeah, sure. Anita, thank you. Let's hear from Dave. Dave, what do you feel like saying?
I would just say it just has enhanced my understanding
Enhanced.
of this, the documents
Okay.
gathering and stuff. But I do have a question.
Please
I
ask.
missed when you asked me. I think I'll go ahead after you are done asking everybody else.
Okay, Dev. That's fine. Thank you, Dev,
Thank you.
for sharing. Let's hear from Naga now. Naga, what do you feel like saying? What comes in your mind after today's learning?
I learned a lot from this session. I mean, different new terms, all the technical terms. I have learned a lot in the session. Yeah,
Technical
this is
terms.
really helpful.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Naga. I'm glad that you are able to get it. Let's hear from Shubhangi now. Shubhangi, what do you feel like saying?
Today's session was very interesting. I was trying to absorb the things, the pictorial representation of IT, how it is documented and everything. I'll reread and listen to the video again when it comes.
Yeah, sure, Shubhangi. Thank you so much for sharing that. Let's hear from Anushri now. Anushri, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, it was a very nice session. And yeah, some of the things, yeah, I knew about it, like
Okay.
database and all that, but a lot more that I could learn and understand. It was a very
Okay,
good session.
few things you already knew. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anushri. Let's hear from Mayur. Mayur, I think, is it your day one or something, Mayur? I didn't.
Yes, I
Okay.
just joined today.
Okay, what do you feel like saying, Mayur, from today's?
Yeah, it was good about the diagram and everything, and about the documentation. I was looking into learning about the diagram, like the documentation. I
Okay,
want to really get into the hands-on experience in that kind of
okay.
documentation. Yeah.
Great. So, Mayur, a quick one means a suggestion for you that if you have not gone through the very first one recording, please go through that. That's number one. Will be quite helpful and will be answering more of the hidden question and uh, assumed question from your mind. That's number one. Will be resharing all the past recording as well in the group. That's number one. Number two, having said so, why don't you go ahead and quickly introduce yourself with your uh, background, educational background, as well as your career background, and from where you are connecting, Mayur. Yeah,
Yeah.
educational,
Hello, everyone. Yeah,
career,
my
and
name is Mayur Rajput, and I have background in Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. It's MBBS. So I'm basically a doctor.
oh,
So I have done from it China, and then I came back to India, and I was preparing for the medical exam for my licensing. But in meanwhile, I have discovered the path of like health informatics. So I just came to US for health informatics for the masters, and I'm just recently graduated, and I'm looking for the for the and business analyst positions right now.
All right. Kickstart career into
Yeah,
IT.
into IT. Yes.
Thanks for sharing that, Mayur. Let's hear from Amit. Amit, what comes in your mind? One word
It's a
problem.
nice session. It's a very nice session, and we learned a lot regarding the ERD and the other basic structure about this project overview and the documentation part.
Documentation. Okay, thank you so much, Amit, for sharing that. Thank you so much, everyone. Let's hear from Dev has some question. Yeah, Dev, over to you. Please ask.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know if it's legal or I don't know, but how much AI contributes to this process. So for an example, remember in like a couple of weeks ago, you had given us this assignment for the activity diagram.
Mm-hmm.
So, there are a couple of my neighbors, they are into software. And I
Mm-hmm.
was discussing with them. We were just standing outside. And he
Mm-hmm.
took me inside, one of my neighbors. I think I have spoken about him in the past as well with you. He took
Mm-hmm.
me inside, and like he had his company's AI, the platform, not the standard Chat GPT or Gemini or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but here is company. And he showed me, he just put the requirement. In a
Mm-hmm.
minute, he showed me the exact activity diagram. The one, the one you had given us assignment for, you remember? Like a couple of weeks ago, everybody submitted in the group.
Mm-hmm.
So in a minute, it was made. So what my question is, he says, he uses AI all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
His superiors may not know. Even he
Mm-hmm.
uses AI for coding. So
Mm-hmm.
my question, I have never worked for B as a BA, right? How
Mm-hmm.
much we can rely on AI, whether it's legal, for us to use it, or we can just use it secretly without our superiors, knowing that. That was
Okay.
my question.
That's a very wonderful question, Dave. Thank you so much for asking this. Okay. Now, when it comes to legal part, what do you think? Should it be legal or not? What?
I think it should be legal because it
Yeah,
it makes our life easier.
easier. Yes, you are absolutely right. It should be legal. It is legal. It's a total separate story that people know and people are aware of it or not. Now, since when AI came into the picture, when we say AI, as you said, it's just not limited to Chat GPT, Gemini, and all Bard and all other tools.
Yes.
Now AI has a lot many such tools are available, uh, to which even normal mind may not know. Every day a new tool is coming up. Only the thing is that you should be aware. That's number one. Another, what easier part is coming up, it is getting integrated with our day-to-day using tools like AI getting integrated with Zoom, AI integrated with Asana, AI integrated with Jira, AI getting integrated with Jira. So when it is getting integrated, why it is getting integrated? To make the life easier or troublesome? Of course, easier. And when easier, and you said putting the requirement in and converting into design is quite easily possible, quite readily possible. And if you are aware of that, I would say don't refrain from using it. Go ahead, start using them and educate your people as well. Okay. And if you are well aware of that, what you can do is that you can, depending upon the situation in the interviews, you can educate the interviewer as well. Things which see, you remember when I used to go for various interview as a BA. I still remember in the year of till year up to year 2011. Okay. Industry in India, many of people were not knowing about mind map. Okay. So when I used to ask, tell me some way out which you refer, Gaurav, to expand the various scenarios or defining various use cases using some utility. That was the time I used to talk about usage of mind map very proudly, and I used to feel very glad that many people don't even they are not even aware of it. So something which and you knew that industry may not be that much trending today and may not be aware, please go ahead, flaunt it, educate it, and grab the offer later accordingly. Okay, so of course, Dave, you can use that. Only the thing is here, constraint is that you should be aware which tool in this regard is going to help you. So there are many such tool which will be helping you. So you have to just ask, like there will be some diagram generator. Say for example, go and search. There is a tool which I'm not able to recall right now, that talks about all the new AI tool is coming into the market, and everything about it you will get to know in one tool. Okay, it gathers all new upcoming tool names inside its website. So I will ping in the group right now. I'm not able to recall the name of this particular tool that gives you information, all newly launched AI tools. But yeah, but I think there was also one tool which used to called as eDraw Max or something, where you will be putting into the basic requirement, and that will convert some of the process flow diagram, activity diagram, whatever you will want. So yes, what you said is right, and definitely please feel free to use it even your company does not demand, and if you can use that secretly, openly, it's all up to your choices, company's choices. Okay, but I don't think there is any harm to expose what you do. Okay, so
Yeah.
feel free to do that. In
Yeah, I
fact,
just had one more point to add, actually, for everyone's understanding as well.
yeah, good.
Do you think, or wouldn't it jeopardize my principal understanding of my foundation? Because it's making, for an example, along with the activity diagram,
Mm,
I also asked him about the SQL queries, right? So we
mhm,
randomly selected three tables or two tables. I don't
mhm,
remember, three or two. And we just asked the AI platform that,
mhm.
can you, join based on the relationship? It did it in 1 minute. So what
Yeah.
my question is, wouldn't it jeopardize my fundamental understanding? Now life has become easier for me because AI does everything for me.
Hmm.
So I'm in the process, I may miss, the pillar, the strength, the fundamentals, I should be learning. I'm bypassing that.
Hmm.
Do you know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
comprehend?
yeah.
Like
Yes,
explain,
yes, yes.
yeah,
Very much,
yeah,
very much. But here I
yes,
want to, I totally agree with you from where you are coming,
yes,
Dave. But at the same time, I want you to tell one thing very important. As a user, you can definitely go ahead, take benefit of it, that you think, okay, that you are taking benefit of it. Second, there should be some pointer indicator, or say call it as a checkpoint, should be there, so that you can cross check what we are collecting is right or not, and for that basic knowledge is required. If you know already that how to see, never rely on AI. Even if you through some prompt you get some result through AI, those chat GPT and Gemini clearly states that we are not 100% accurate. So based on your foundational knowledge, you would require to cross check. They will generate longer duration work into few minutes or seconds, but you should have an eye to cross check for its correctness. Having said so, if you know how to generate these diagram and AI will be helping you to generate that, you should have an eye to cross check towards its correctness, and same goes with SQL. And if you have the basic knowledge, then no, it won't
okay,
jeopardize, because you are anyways with the foundational level knowledge, you are cross checking. But if you will totally rely on that, you may head into the wrong direction, which not be recommendable. Yeah,
got it. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
You're most
But
welcome,
Gaurav,
Dave.
I want to add something. Even
Yeah,
my
please.
company has given officially Copilot to most of the employees.
Okay. Okay.
And like the user story and the storyboard
Mm-hmm.
BRT document,
Mm-hmm.
earlier like we were preparing manually, and now this is something which is done through the AI or
Right.
the Copilot tool. So
Yeah.
they just refer all the document which we have in the SharePoint, old story, and
Mm.
automatically within a minute time, they just create a fresh one for us
Mm.
according
And
to
you
our
are using
requirement.
Copilot for that, right?
Copilot, that's the official
Yeah.
license which company has given to us. So
Mm.
earlier, like
Cool.
there are many people which are required to do the task. Hardly one or two people they can just check it and go through the document.
Definitely.
So
So yeah, definitely it can be utilized, but at the same time, who is the user, because you cannot hand over a small bomb to a kid's hand if kids know that how to handle it, where to keep it. And so even something precious, if you are giving to someone, they should have the basic understanding, the cross check towards the correctness. Okay, just because tool is you means creating it or recreating it or enhancing it, okay, at the same time you should have an eye to cross check it. Yeah, Amit, you will agree with
Yes.
this. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Yes.
And someone wanted to add something. I think I saw some hand raised. Mayur, was it you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
you
Is
wanted to.
just I want to add something is like, is AI just for the efficient? It's like just the manual work. It will like shorten the manual work for us, like writing the SQL queries and
Mhm.
everything. It will take some time, but with that, by double checking, we at least need the basic fundamental clear for ourselves to so the check the data is correct or not. This is like
Hmm.
the kind of our work. So it will just uh, it will help us to do the like the 2 hours work within like 5 minutes. But
Yeah,
we obviously need to check the data for the correction. That's only we can do because we have the basic understanding of that
exactly.
thing. So we just need to learn the tools how we can use it for our benefit for the efficiency.
Yeah, human intervention anyways
Yeah,
is needed. Thank you. Yes, Mayur, thank you so much for adding up.
yeah.
I'm glad that everyone came with this. Thanks so much, Dev, for originating this conversation. I'm glad you brought it up. And thanks to everyone for connecting today. And I'll be sharing the recording and we'll again connect tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Good night. Bye. Bye.